Happy birthday? You're terminated. Those 6 words should have crushed me. Instead, as I stood in that sterile corner office, watching my boss's son deliver the news with a twisted grin, something unexpected happened. I felt relief. Let me tell you how getting fired on my 35th birthday became the best thing that ever happened to my career. Picture this, it's 9 a.m. on what started as a perfect birthday. My husband Noah had serenaded me with off-key happy birthday songs while our rescue dogs created chaos in the kitchen. "Just survive the workday," he'd said, kissing my forehead. "Then the real celebration starts." I thought he meant dinner reservations. Turns out, the universe had bigger plans. Fast forward 4 hours. I'm standing in Darren's glass-walled office, surrounded by half-hearted birthday decorations and an untouched sheet cake. This guy, the CEO's son who inherited his position like a crown, drops the bomb with all the ceremony of ordering coffee. "We're letting you go, effective immediately. Security will escort you out in 10 minutes. No explanation. No severance discussion. Just pure, calculated cruelty." But here's the thing about rock bottom, it gives you a solid foundation to build on. For 5 years, I'd been the backbone of Everland Homes. Started as a senior planner, but quickly became their problem solver, their quality controller, their secret weapon. While the original CEO Gregory was in charge, I thrived. I modernized their entire workflow, saved them hundreds of thousands in compliance failures, and earned respect through results. Then Gregory had a stroke. Enter Darren armed with Daddy's business degree and 0 real-world experience. Within months, he'd gutted the legal team, hired unnecessary consultants, and turned my department into his personal punching bag. Meetings I wasn't invited to. Reports dismissed as too technical. Classic power plays from someone who couldn't design a doghouse without YouTube tutorials. I called Noah from my car, work badge still swinging from the rearview mirror like a sad pendulum. "Happy birthday, babe." "What time should I?" "I'm already done." Darren fired me. Silence. Then something I didn't expect. "Good." "Good," my husband actually chuckled. Not with humor, but with knowing satisfaction. "Jess, we've talked about this. You were never safe there. You were carrying that entire company while Darren played dress-up CEO." 3 hours later, my phone exploded. 98 missed calls. Every single one from Everland managers, department heads, even Darren himself frantically trying to reach me. That's when Noah dropped the real bombshell. "Darren approved the Ridgeview project last Friday," he said calmly. $22 million housing development. He submitted plans under your digital signature, but he altered your original designs. My blood ran cold. Ridgeview was my baby, 6 months of meticulous planning, safety protocols, soil analysis. I knew every detail, every potential risk. "Noah, that's forgery. That's criminal. And dangerous." He stripped out key safety features to cut costs. If those houses get built and something fails, the picture became crystal clear. Darren hadn't just fired his biggest threat, he'd eliminated the one person who could expose what he'd done. I didn't call back. Instead, I sent one text to their compliance officer, direct all future communication through legal. "This message is being saved." Then I made a call that would change everything. Noah connected me with Gina Montenegro at the Department of Urban Development. Sharp, no nonsense. The kind of person who doesn't suffer fools. I laid out everything: original plans, forged submissions, altered timestamps from when I was literally on vacation. Gina didn't blink. "Jessie, what you're showing me isn't just unethical. It's criminal. If those homes were built to these specs and something failed, people could die." "Exactly. I'm flagging Ridgeview for emergency review. You'll need legal representation. But Jessie, you're not the criminal here. While I was building my case, Everland was crumbling. Gregory, the original founder, reached out personally. Weak voice, heavy with regret. I never should have handed him control, he admitted over coffee. My son destroyed in months what took me 30 years to build. That's not my problem anymore, I replied. But then came Darren's voicemail. Suddenly, it wasn't termination, it was a miscommunication. He wanted to fix this. Bring me back. Too little, too late. While they scrambled to contain the damage, I was busy creating my future. From an old binder I'd kept since grad school, I pulled out designs for something I'd always dreamed of: building a project management system that would eliminate the corruption I'd just experienced. Proofline Project Systems was born. Within days, competitors started calling. They'd seen the headlines, read between the lines. They wanted what I was building: transparency, accountability, systems that couldn't be manipulated. 2 weeks later, Gregory called with an offer I couldn't refuse, not because I needed them, but because they needed me. We want to contract you. Full autonomy. You oversee all project integrity. You report only to the board. My terms were simple: complete authority over all submissions. No overrides. No exceptions. And one special condition: Darren completes comprehensive retraining under my supervision. They wanted me to supervise the man who fired me. The poetry was perfect. The real test came at the Ridgeview community meeting. Residents deserved answers from the person now protecting their investment. I presented the new systems, the public transparency dashboard, the accountability measures. But the moment that defined everything was when Darren stood up. No swagger. No excuses. Just raw accountability. I altered submissions to cut costs. I forged credentials. I believed I could manage the consequences. I was wrong. The room fell silent. For the first time, I saw something in him I hadn't before: genuine remorse and a willingness to learn. Over the following months, something remarkable happened. Darren's retraining wasn't just performative. His responses became thoughtful. He started catching errors I hadn't flagged. The man who once dismissed my expertise was now learning from it. Meanwhile, Proofline systems exploded. Municipal contracts, county partnerships, conference speaking engagements. I wasn't just rebuilding my career, I was reshaping an entire industry. 6 months after that birthday firing, I stood on stage at a regional architecture conference, sharing my story with hundreds of professionals. A young woman approached afterward, eyes bright with recognition. Your story reminded me of my situation. My boss keeps taking credit for my work. I thought that was just the industry. I handed her my card. That's not the industry. That's someone hoping you'll stay quiet. Document everything. Protect your work. Build something no one can take from you. People ask if I ever forgave Darren. Honestly, I don't know if forgiveness is the point. What I do know is this: revenge doesn't always look like destruction. Sometimes it looks like reconstruction. Sometimes it means walking back into the room not to beg for your old job, but to rewrite how the job is done. The greatest revenge isn't making someone pay. It's making yourself unshakable. It's using what was meant to destroy you as the foundation for something stronger. So here's to getting fired on your birthday. Here's to becoming the kind of person they have to call back, only to discover you no longer need to answer. Because sometimes the best birthday gift is the push you never knew you needed.